Hey guys, welcome back to Parkitect University. Today's episode is going to be about shapes and how to use them, how to add details to your builds. This is going to be a multi-thread series because shapes are a very complex thing and I don't feel like one video can showcase all of their abilities. So this episode is going to be about making statues or sculptures in a way. So here's all our shapes. There's about 40 shapes in the game. We got an additional bunch of them during Booms and Blooms update. That was about a while ago. It's been a while actually. How funny. Maybe it's been a year. So here are all of them. So we got discs, we got cones, cubes, cylinders, hemispheres, pyramids, and then our lonely little sphere, which doesn't need to be rotated because, well, it's one thing. But this is all the rotations that were given to us. And I feel like I should just make a Reaper, Grim Reaper, or Grim Reaper. I can't even say it. Grim Reaper statue, because it's Halloween. Might as well try to do something spooky, and then I'll just showcase what I can do with some pieces. So I'll just start building. Might as well. So there's my little skeleton for scale reference, because it's always a good thing to kind of figure out what you're scaling. But I think I'm gonna first do is figure out where his staff is going to be, because I know I want to use walls for the knife part, right? This scythe. So maybe that's too high. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just do a half here. So this is all Construction Anarchy because no, sorry, not Construction Anarchy. Oh my gosh, no, it's no mods. It's all vanilla. Because I've been on no mods for a while because of the build challenge this month, which I've already made 2 things. Oh, that looks cool. I just don't like that this is Z fighting, so I mean I have to put a shape in there just to cover it up. So that's a trick. If you want to stop Z fighting, put a shape in. Oh, but it's not in the spot that I wanted. So the other thing I could try to do is to get rid of the Z fighting would be actually a disc. Discs should do it, right? Because it has to be on top. That works for me. Okay, so the point of building the scythe first is because it has to be on grid. That's just what the wall sits. So that means I can build Mr. Reaper's hands. Grim Reaper here. Where's the cylinder? Oh, not cylinder, sphere. Oh my gosh. I want to grab that color from the skeleton, because why not? Let's make this down to 26, 25? Let's do 25. No, let's do it smaller, like 20. So that's where his hand is going to be, and then arm's going to come out. So I'm kind of doing this backwards, but I think that's kind of the point, because I wanted to make sure the scythe was in first. And 25 hands or arms, and then we're just gonna go like this. Oh, maybe 10 grid will help with this. That means I can push this right here. So that's hand placed, but everything else is 10 grid. Let's say his arms about here, and then let's do diagonal. Yeah, let's go diagonal. So I might just be, so you might not hear me a lot talking, explaining, but you kind of just kind of follow along, kind of see that I'm using the cylinders as like his arms or a shape of his arms, and kind of going for a very cartoony look of said. Oh, see, I knew this was gonna happen. Okay, so cylinders, which is kind of cool. So you can do cylinders this way by trying to stack them up like this, but there's this issue, especially without Construction Anarchy, that you have this gap here. So I found out that 30 is actually the best one to have it on, because it is more complete when you do grid 8 or grid 10. So I think grid 8 is probably going to help me here, and we're going to do that right now. So his arms got a little bit bigger by 5 points, but honestly, is that gonna be really noticeable? It might not. I'm gonna say his arm kind of goes up to here. and then comes down. So we'll do another hemisphere. Actually, we'll do this one at 0.25. Help filling up his back of his arm, or his elbow. Actually, this is going to be where his elbow's going to sit. Now, I do notice a difference in size, so there might be an issue here. So maybe that's not a problem, actually. Maybe having two different sized, because your arms are not always the same size going down. Not always, but we can kind of guess. Oops, that is misaligned. That was horribly misaligned. So I have to do that one by hand, huh? That line, oh, there's a gap. Also, I'm probably going to just do a regular sphere. Has way easier sometimes. Some of these pieces don't line up as they should, but hey, it's experimentation. You kind of have to guess where things go. To me, it looks okay. This was grid 10, if I can remember. No, grid 8. Grid 8 is the only way that works. Okay, there we go. Cool. So this is going to be a very simple Grim Reaper. So I want to suggest that his body goes about here. This is too big though. 82? Yeah, this is way too big. So we're going to make it skinny because he's a skeleton, right? Usually this Grim Reaper is a skeleton of some sort. Then we can make this go wide a little bit at the bottom to kind of suggest that it's a cloak. And this guy's still a little fat actually. He's pretty chunkers. So we're gonna like calm it down. Like that's a little too much. This Grim Reaper is getting a little fat. Okay, what size is this now? 54. That might do it actually. And we'll just make it kind of spread out, like start draping down. There. Okay, that's a little bit better. He's not as big now, and this arm is not going to be diagonal, it's just going to be straight down because it'll be easier to do that for being simple about it, not being so complicated. So honestly, I don't need to make this super detailed. I'm not making a detailed creature, not really, not a lot. Yeah, I need to change this arm, and now it doesn't match, and that's an issue. So when you're trying to do some like creatures or people in this case, you kind of have to keep things quite what's the word? I'm looking for it. I will find it in a second. Hold on. I'm thinking it's cohesive. Being cohesive. You kind of have to be cohesive, and sometimes. Because when you make things off balance and things, it kind of just makes it weird. Actually, no, I can make that diagonal. I can just do that. Make it like his shoulder. Ooh, see? This is always a good thing to kind of figure out. Okay, that looks better. Actually, that looks way better. Yes. Okay. We have some... We're going with this. I like it. So, let's go down to here. There we can complete his arm. And then we can do another top here, another hemisphere. Oh, not 0.10. What am I doing? Okay. Back to here to kind of finish off his arm. That piece kind of acts funny, but it's okay. We'll just leave it as is. And this was 0.54, I think, to my knowledge, if I can remember. But I like how wow, it's actually on center of grid too. That was an accident. That was a funny little accident right there. So this is actually working out really well. Because I did this Reaper I did this Reaper for like a couple practice runs before I hit record. So just to kind of practice on where he would sit, and I had some issues with the scythe and stuff. So I'm glad that the scythe is getting better. Let's see if we can do this. That looks like a cloak. Okay, looks good so far. Let's see here. What else do we need to do? We need to do head. It may be feet, maybe not. It's a Grim Reaper. So let's go find a head. Now I have two choices here. I have this skull, and I have the medium one from the temple set. Oh, see, the temple one's just better. This one doesn't get that big. See, if I did full... Oh wait, but full size is almost the same as this size. Oh no, I'd rather do this head. Oh, I didn't realize that. But I can make it a little smaller too. So put his head in, and then now I need to make the cloak or the hood. And I want to make his eyes... Actually, wait, let me see here. There's this tan part. Why happens if I made it black? Ooh. And then red eyes will happen. I like this. This is cool. Okay, let's continue, because this is just kind of showing the shaping of things. I will share with you the other ones that I have made, because I made 3 more, just to kind of stretch my imagination on some things. But I also need to go. I just realized I need to fix his arm here to add like some cloak. It's falling down. I think this is grid 10. I think I made grid 10. So looks like his looks like the edge of his sleeve is not peeling down. Just have weight to it, just to add some detail. Yeah, now I need to make his hood. Wow, I'm like lost for words today. It's okay. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to portray here, because shapes in general is just a very complicated thing. There's really no wrong way doing it, but I get that, like, the confusion of what you add to this thing to make it a creature or having it do this. I understand how that can get quite complicated. So I want to try my best on describing my thought process when making things. So there's the hood. Actually, the hood looks pretty nice. I like there's like coloring in it, or not coloring. It's like edging to it. Actually, I want to push that one back a little. There we go. That's better, because I was seeing a little white thing at the corner and I didn't like that. So there's our wonderful Grim Reaper. I need to add some more details, like maybe where his strap would be for his robes. So we're gonna stick this here, kind of blend it in. That works. Now there's like a defiant, like not defiance. It's more like a separation between the two, instead of all being black, which I find one simple color kind of not interesting to look at. Always want to add little details on it to give it some attention where your eyes will go for it, and that's kind of my philosophy in a lot of my builds. It's like you go and add little details here and there in corners and roofs and things of that nature. Now I don't know if I want to add. I want to test this. I'm going to test this right now. Do I want that? Oh, it looks very big now. No, I want the clean edge. It needs to be a clean edge. It's a scythe. I want to add some irregular. Oh my god, what's the word? Irregularities to the staff. So we'll add like a bunch of wood pieces here, and then down here. Ooh, I like that. That's cool. And then last finishing touch would be his eyeballs. Probably the best one would be these ones right here. Can I make them pretty small? I can. How small are they? 75. That's good. One eye. 2 eye. That looks so cool. I think his eye is touching the back of the... Okay, let's hopefully try to force in the back of... Oh, there we go. There we go. The Reaper. He's finished. This one's way better than the one I was practicing with like earlier. So I'm quite happy with the look of it. So the pieces I used were cylinders, spheres, and hemispheres. So that's kind of all the pieces I used for this build, just for this particular build. So it looks nice. Let's see how much time I've got so far. We're 15 minutes in, that's good. So I'm going to show you the other 3 builds that I worked on earlier. I'm going to probably put these all on the workshop too, just let you guys explore. So first up is the wizard. So it's kind of like the Grim Reaper in the same way. Cylinders, spheres, but I did cone for the head, well, the head and the hat, and then it's different type of staff. So it's kind of the same way, and just more angular things. This one works so well. Here's the lumberjack statue. So I kind of actually made a pedestal for this type of statue. So kind of like a tourist attraction. And this one has more of a dramatic pose to it. So we have his arm over here kind of sitting on his waist, and then this arm is holding the axe at a diagonal, so at the border. And then to kind of, same thing with these two, kind of simulate where his eyes would be, is I put eyebrows above. And then diagonals for the diagonal hemisphere for the ears, kind of showcase that they come out. His ears are not straight or flat on the head, they kind of just pop out. And then the last one would be like some type of president statue. So this is kind of like Abraham Lincoln, like at the Washington Monuments, but kind of just not. I was just making my own little figure. But practicing with shapes is always the best thing to try to do. And to kind of just make them look... That's what's so cool about Parkitect, is that the cartoony style can really be helpful in creating these things. Because again, this... You can do this in Planet Coaster, but not as accurate, because Planet Coaster has the scaling issue, so none of the pieces are scalable, and all the pieces have this glossiness to them. But the shapes are pretty matte, and I like that. And they have the shadowing, so everything here looks pretty nice, looks pretty good. So yeah, I hope this helps in building with shapes, because there's probably be more episodes about shapes as I go on. So episodes will probably be like for building detailing, maybe some bigger creatures, maybe dragons and stuff. Maybe we'll probably do those episodes. But I hope you guys found this episode informative on shapes. Let's just look at the Reaper again. This looks pretty nice. And I hope you guys find it just useful. Yeah, so thank my Patreons for supporting me. If you want to support me on my Patreon, you can. The link will be in the description. I'm going to try to post more behind the scenes stuff on the Patreon, and maybe some special stuff for Patrons. I'm not sure yet. I still have to do the names, the brick names for like American Adventure and stuff like that. So yeah, here's all of them. They're all going to go in the workshop, so those links will be in the description too. And I will catch you guys in the next Parkitect University episode. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.